Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Tuesday the 14th of November 2023. We're halfway through November, I know, and almost through the year. I'm just going to go like that so I can nosy on over at the hotel. So the cleaner's been in and we're back to normal again. Do you know what? I think it was the last time I did a reading. I told you that they had some clothes on the thing and then they went to bed, and then by like lunchtime the next day they still hadn't opened the curtains. They just never opened the curtains. I know, maybe they kind of said to each other, let's just go and get an Airbnb and behave like teenagers. Let's get a pot noodle and just like eat it like the king size one, chicken and mushroom, obviously, you know what I mean, and then get an Xbox and a can of Monster and then just leave the curtains shut. It's actually sounding quite tempting. I know. Maybe that, you could offer that as a little holiday, couldn't you? Instead of a really hearty hiking holiday, you could offer bring a sleeping bag, bring an Xbox. I can say so many other things, but I can't say them on YouTube. And let's all just bed in and behave like teenagers for 3 days. Reclaim your misspent youth. This is all sounding better and better. I think I better stop. Okay, this is much more wholesome. The Spiritual Armagnac. And one of you asked me where the book was from. I got it from Waterstones down the road, actually, I think. And it's Joey Hulin. 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 It's very nice. It's a bit like the other one we had that I generally find at the end of the year when I don't need it anymore. Like a general Armagnac, and it's got like Armagnac. I can't say it without the drink. Pressing flowers and, cook this and all that sort of stuff. This just goes a bit more spiritual, I suppose. Like in this one, it's about drawing a mandala. Now, how many of you, when you were younger, had spirograph? Do you remember it? My friends round the corner had spirograph and I didn't. And I'm quite glad because I could never make any sense of it. You had a biro, like your mum's biro or whatever, and then you put your spirograph thing and you drew on it and then it kind of moved and it sort of made a mandala. It's kind of what we were doing at the same time as making bad rose perfume that smelled of death, basically. So this says, mandala is the Sanskrit word for circle. I didn't know that. A representation of the interconnectedness of things and the never-ending circle of life. It's a geometric circle with a central point and a series of symmetrical shapes, symbols and lines. In Buddhist and Hindu traditions, it's a sacred act of meditation. Through the careful creation of a mandala, the maker is assisting in the transformation of the world in the direction of peace. In Native American culture, they appear in the form of dream catchers. See, I've seen that. When I go and buy my tarot cards, you want to put your finger through the middle of it. I never knew that. Okay. Oh my God, you have to know this. There is a beautiful tradition honouring impermanence, which is practiced by Tibetan monks and involves the creation of huge mandala out of sand. It takes a small group of monks all working together a number of weeks to create its intricate, meditative and powerful craft that involves the careful placing of millions of grains of sand, often coloured into symmetrical geometric shapes and patterns inside a circle. I know what they're going to say, that they just go like an Etch-a-Sketch. And we're just having a reading today that is 1980s games. Let me know in the comments section your favourite 1980s games. Did anybody play Perfection? Oh my God, that used to make my cortisol level like... Okay. Once the mandala is completed, prayers are held over it, then it's destroyed. The whole is swept away, every last grain, although handfuls are often offered to those who participated as a souvenir. You end up with a box of sand. I'm obviously not very spiritually, what's the word? I don't know. Progressed. The remainder is then taken to a river or stream so it can be returned to the ocean. Cripes. This month, folks, your creative challenge is to meditatively create a mandala, then quietly reflect or pray over it before destroying it. Is this the same as making a cake but not eating it? I fear that I'm too impulsive and incapable of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. We are having, I'd rather go on the weekend where you get to act like teenagers. Oh, it could be brilliant. Do what I used to do. This is so gross. I used to take my contact lenses because I'm, always worn contact lenses. And they were gas permeable, and I had like a glass table, and I was so tired when I got in at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I used to peel them out of my eyes like this, stick them on the table, and then just put them back in the next day. I know. Now I'm an adult, it's all like, wow, don't touch the tip of the saline bottle, or do it really perfectly and clean them with enzyme. I'm religious about the whole thing. Then, perhaps sometimes I'm sure I used to put them in my mouth and stick them in my eye. It's disgusting. I don't recommend it. Anywho, this is very interesting as a reading. It's not often, people. I wanted to call you sweethearts then. I'm going to do it. It's not often, sweethearts, that I put the cards down and then I go to click onto the computer thingy and they're actually in the right place and you're not staring at the floor or at a pair of pants or anything like that. So let's take the small wins today, shall we? Right. All of these cards make complete sense to me all of a sudden. So we've got our Blessed Prawn, which is just one of the nicest cards. I love it because it just doesn't have a lot of edge. It's also vaguely in the shape of a spiral, which I really, really like. And of course, we then have Round and Round, which is completely in the shape of a spiral. Swing. Now, I'm doing a spiral. Spirals are I don't know, I like spirals. Also, this is reminding me of fossils and of mollusks as well. And that reminds me of what the Tibetan monks were doing with the sand. I suppose, God, we're going to get really philosophical here, that when you go to the beach and the tide is out and there are beautiful shells and you can see little, I think they're worms or something, that they spiral up and they make these little hills in the sand. When you see this beauty, which of course, this sort of when the sea is swept out, it's gorgeous. But then however lovely it is, the sea washes back in and takes it all away again. And that happens, I don't know how many times a day. I mean, I'm not very good at tides, but twice a day, maybe? Once or twice a day. So, and it always looks different. If you live near a beach, and let me know in the comments if you live near a beach and you go there every day, you will see it looks different every single day. And it's impermanence, and that's what we're on about today, isn't it? Impermanence. And then very interestingly, we have the third card, which is Here and Now. And of course, we're talking about impermanence again. Where do we need to be? We need to be here and now. I love that. Don't you love it when a plan comes together, as they used to say on the A-Team? Oh my God. The here and now is about being really present. It's about being in this moment because, and it's something that even if you try and do it, I find if I try and be in the here and now, I'm forcing the moment. It's like a kind of mandala where you have to stare so that you can no longer see the patterns, but you're kind of staring through it and past it and back at yourself. You face the present where it is. Well, okay, didn't we get philosophical today? Leave me a comment, let me know your favourite 1980s game, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste. Good luck with the mandalas.